What's up, everybody? Let me make sure I got that muted. I do. Hope everybody's doing good. Oh, hang on one second. That's better. I'm a little sad. A little sad. Nick was the first one in here. Hey, Nick. I'll be up there tomorrow. Don't know what you're doing. I won't be up there very long. Basically picking something up with Josh and dropping off, and then I'll have to head back. But I'll be up there at OFR tomorrow. Glad to see everybody in here. I have to hold my phone tonight. I accidentally dropped my tripod, and the cheap little mount that holds the phone broke. But anyways, green water, going strong. This is the Rainbow Tank and L107 Brilliant Bristlenose Plecos. The rainbows are down here in the corner, and I figured I'd mention about the green water in this tank. I've never made a green water tank on purpose. It's always been like accidental. Usually a tank that's under direct sunlight with a lot of nutrients. This tank, I took green water out of my shrimp tank in the fish room. I poured some in here, and then I hit it with a bunch of fertilizer. And the reason I'm doing that is that I haven't put a spawning mop back in here. And since I didn't put a spawning mop back in here, I did see some eggs on this Amazon sword right here. And green water is fantastic for fry. So I wanted to try it. I figured it would give them, some cover, and it helps feed baby fry. And as I found out over this last week, rainbow fry are extremely tiny. So if they hatch out in this tank, granted, as long as they're fertilized and they make it, I'm hoping the green water will help them. Mike's a new member. Thanks, Mike, for joining. I appreciate it, bud. Anyways, got sidetracked there. Sorry. Green water tank. That's what's going on with that. I'm going to walk around because if I'm going to hold this phone, might as well walk around. Oh, wait. I did get some new products. I haven't listed them on the website yet. Email subscribers will get first dibs. But some more botanicals. If you guys can, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. These are lotus pods. They're quite big, but what I like about them, I think this would be great for fish tanks. They got these chambers in them, and they're quite large. So I did get a couple bags of those. I gotta get pictures and stuff like that. And I got a couple other things. I have the sawtooth acorn caps. I got the red oak caps. That's these guys. So these have to be bagged out into smaller quantities. And the other one I was really excited for, you guys can see these. These are trumpet pods. So, and they got the holes. So these are great for small fish or shrimp. If anybody's doing like a biotope setup, they're great for those as well. Been waiting for those. Finally got them. Let's go see. It's pretty nice out. I think I'll go show you guys the pond. Put my flip-flops on. There's the, I keep calling it the beta rack. It doesn't have betas in it. It's got rainbows. I'll flip you around. These are the Bosmani pair. Here's some spawning mops. I don't know if I'll be able to get the rainbow fry on video. They're so tiny. I only saw a couple in this one. And I noticed on some of these, let me move you down. I saw a couple of the eggs were still white. So I think they were just unfertilized eggs. They didn't really fungus up. But hang on. I was trying to read. I get distracted by reading chat. Let me go outside and I'll start reading some of these chats. Ooh, somebody's grilling. It smells good. Let me flip you around. So here's the pond, and don't mind the boards. It was really hot last week, and I lost some of the adult guppies. And original thoughts were maybe it was dragonfly larvae. But you can tell, I mean, the fry are no longer fry. They're getting pretty big in here. But the water was just getting extremely hot in the sun. It was mid 90s, upper 90s. Being that this pond doesn't get any shade until very late in the evening. There's no trees, you know, to really give it shade. There's that big tree, but the sun doesn't go on that side. The sun's basically comes straight up and over that way. But yeah, the fish are growing. They're doing good. And I have a thermometer in here. It's a floating one and it's glass, so it's hard as heck to see. So I'm not really sure where it's at, but I mean, heck, there's even new fry right there. Oh, there's the thermometer. Let's see what we're at. So we're at, I don't know, 84 degrees right now. That's what's nice about these floating thermometers. Just kind of let it do its thing. But right now I don't see any of the adults. They always kind of hide down in the bottom. Rarely I'll see them come up over by the waterfall. But you can tell, I mean, especially with these are new fry. These are probably this week for sure. They're hanging out in the water lettuce. But these other guys are the ones that were hatched, or not hatched out, but born, you know, weeks ago. But I'm loving that the water lettuce is kind of all packed into this corner. It was kind of floating around. Some of it gets stuck behind the waterfall, and their roots kind of get caught in the pickup. That's why the water's not full flowing right now. But yep, doing good. Green water, love it. Hey Haley, but let me go through the chat, see what's up. Levi says, hit the button, LOL, thanks. Wolf's here, Texas Fish Room, hello. William Jansen says, tank and owner match. That is correct. I got my green shirt. This is my shirt I always wear when I do my fish room stuff. Just keep it cooler. Watching from Hawaii, that's awesome. Nick, look at them arms. Yeah, I got the farmer's tan going on pretty hard. William said, hey, notice you invest in new items to the shop. Do your business give in surplus, or you invest directly again? And equals any. Do your business give any surplus, or you invest directly again? I don't know why my brain's not working, William. I'm trying to invest in new items to the shop. Honestly, my brain's not working, but I don't know what you're asking. GRB's here, hello. Gnarly Fish Tank. Harry loves my setup, thank you, sir. Guppies, yeah, I love the guppies. Oddball said, did you ship my package? Of course I shipped your package. As most of you guys know, or maybe you don't know, I ship once, if not twice a day. Any order placed before 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I ship out on my lunch break. Any order placed up to about 5 p.m. will ship out after I get off work. The only exception is fish. I only ship fish Monday through Wednesday. I try to get them out Monday and Tuesday to avoid any delays that would potentially knock into next week. But this is doing well. This is that Aquascape Biofalls or Waterfall Kit, whatever they call it. Still going strong. I've had my pump kick off a few times. I kind of want to put a pre-filter on it, so I don't know if the impeller is getting a little gunked up, but I need to look into it. It might just be overheating, which I didn't think would be an issue, being that it's circulating water, but being that it's in direct sunlight and the water temp, I mean, it's 80, 84, whatever right now. I'm sure during the day it's even hotter. Maybe the pump's getting a little hot. But anyways, guppies are doing good. I wish I could see a female, or the females are massive. The breeding females in here. Look at all the fish coming over. And I don't really feed this. In case you guys are wondering about a backyard pond, I've done videos on this. This is an Intex I think max capacity, which I believe is up to the blue line, is 500 gallons. And it was actually higher than this, but with evaporation, being that it has been super hot, it's gone down a bit. I would say I run it maybe 400 gallons, and it just has Tequila Sunrise guppies that I started with, and then I threw in some mix guppies. But looking at these babies, the bigger ones you can see, those are all Tequila Sunrise. So that's from my original breeders I put in here. These new ones that are over here, they need to get bigger before I can really see what they are. But what's crazy is there's definitely over a dozen pair of breeding guppies in here. Oh, there's a big female. Can you guys see her shadow? She dove back down deep. The adults really do stay pretty low in the water. I rarely see them, but the females, they are big. Mike was over here, and he saw them, and he was flabbergasted really at the size of them. They put on a huge. Oh, there's a mix. That's one of my mixed guppy breeders. That's a male going. I can tell it's blue. That might be a Dumbo ear. Yeah, right there. I think that's a Dumbo ear metallic. So I did throw in, because I want to make this a mutt guppy pond and just let this thing breed out and then have a ton of fish for sale, in a month or so. But they're doing well. I'm glad I'm seeing that metallic one. But I'm trying to keep my eyes open for any of the Tequila adults, because they're definitely huge. See what's up in the chat. Adele's here. Hi, Adele. Cichlids23, hello. Candy's here. Hello, Candy. I hope you and your family are doing great. I'm sure you've been super busy. Rebuilding our brand. Hello. Adele says, oh my gosh, look at all those little guys. Yep. And for all the ones you see, there's probably 2 more that you're not seeing. There's definitely a ton. Oh, here's some. It's probably like week-old fry right there. Let me, so with feeding this, maybe once a week I throw some Tetra in there. They currently live off green water. I'm a big advocate of green water. It's fantastic for your fish. But they're just eating all natural bugs and mosquito larvae. And that's a big thing with the outdoor ponds. When you got fish in them, you don't have to worry about mosquitoes. I'm out here right now, not getting bit by anything. Let me flip you. Kathy's here, hello. Oh, there goes a big female. Right there. One of them. Show you fish size. Love green water. I do too. Trying to throw some bigger pieces in there. See if the. Oh, there's an adult. Trying to get them to come up. They're everywhere. Grind some up. A little bit smaller. But tonight, finally get to relax. I'm not driving to Ohio Fish Rescue. I am driving up there tomorrow. I gotta stop at a horse stable. My friend owns a horse stable. Oh, there's another breeder. That's a different one. One's got some yellow and green to it. I gotta get a diesel truck. My friend is kind enough to let me use her truck tomorrow because I gotta help Josh pick up something big. And it's big enough to where my truck would tow it, but we needed to rent a trailer. And here in Ohio, to rent a trailer, you have to have at least a 2500 truck, and mine's only 1500. So I'm borrowing a 3500 diesel. So I don't want to spill the beans. Josh will be probably doing a video for his members because it's not directly fish related. It's for the rescue, I guess. But I'll be doing a video and I'll wait until after he drops his member video before I post it. There's Jaws right there. Nick, we are supposed to be picking it up at 2:30 tomorrow. I'm guessing it'll be at least an hour there. And then I think it's a good hour and a half at least back to Ohio Fish Rescue, if not 2 hours. So, I mean, we probably won't be up there until 6 or 7, I'm guessing. And then, like I said, once I basically help unload what we're getting, I'm going to have to get back on the road to take the truck back and then go home and get my dogs some dinner and get them outside, because I'm basically letting my dogs out and then immediately going to go get the truck, go get this item or items, and then drive up to far, drop it off, and then head back. So I got to plan that around my dogs. My parents have been watching my dogs for the past 3 weekends, and I don't want to ask them for a 4th weekend in a row to watch them. I think they need a little break from the Havana and Charlotte dynamic duo. But I think I need to test this thing for nitrates. Yep, there's a couple more male guppies there, the mixed ones. I need to test this for nitrates and probably dose some fertilizer. I dumped half a bottle of my 614 Fert in it a few weeks ago, and I'm sure it's all gone. I did get some gallon-sized versions of my fertilizer, which I'm not selling. I'm using it around here because I go through so much of it with all the tanks, and then now this pond. Man, it looks like they tore up all the food. I don't see. Oh, there's some over there. Definitely seems to be bringing the adults out. I keep seeing one of the females more and more. All these little guys. Grind them up some. Did you try the clown killies and win the smaller tubs? I don't have any clown killies right now. I actually sold out of them. And over the past month, I haven't ordered any fish in, mainly because I'm trying to downsize the tanks right now as far as stocking, because with the 2,000 gallon. Oh wait, there goes a question. Let me answer this real quick. Oh crap, let me go back. At SC Aquatics with your 614 Fert, if I do 1 pump per 10 gallons but nitrates are still at almost 0, should I add more Fert? Yes. So it's the easy way to do it is 1 pump per 10 gallons, like once every 5 days or so. Monitor your nitrates, and then once you're comfortable with it, you want to start testing your water every few days, and you want to target, I usually say right around 20 parts per million. And the thing with fertilizer is the more you're dosing it, the more your plants are growing, the more they're consuming. You know, these water lettuce, they shoot off runners and make a sub plant. That's how they propagate. The more that they grow, the more fertilizer I have to dose. So maybe week 1 I was dosing, let's say 30 pumps into here. Well, week 2, if these plants doubled in size, I'd have to double my fertilizer. Tiffany said, I think my system needs more fish. Yeah, I mean, another thing you do is increase your bio load, because I know you're specifically trying to grow plants. You know, fish waste helps bump up your nitrates. I would do it easily. Don't like quadruple your fish count. You know, add some, let the filtration keep up your bacteria. You don't want to overload it and have an ammonia spike. Yeah, so try to target 20 parts per million, and I think that's the best way to go with the fertilizer. My tuna guppies need some friends. Yeah, I got a ton of guppies. Tiffany, I said I would send you some. I'm going to show you what I want to send you. Kathy Murphy with a super chat. Thank you so much. Good to see you home for a bit. Yep, for another, I don't know, 12 hours. Sorry, it's kind of noisy in here. Let me put this pump on feed. Tiffany, these are the guppies I want to send you. This is a new line I'm working on. This is a cross. These are blue tuxedo females with green cobra males, and they're shooting out green cobra tails with this like bright blue top fin. They're not all doing that yet, so I need to work with this line. I haven't sold any of these. These aren't listed. This is something I'm trying to line breed. I really want a green cobra like pattern with that blue fin. I was thinking it would be a blue pattern cobra, like a blue cobra, but it ends up it's shooting out blue dorsal fins, I guess. So I really like that because the females have the blue end, they have the blue tails, but their babies are crossing out to where they have their top fin like that one. And it's super bright. I hope it's showing up good on the camera. It's almost like they have a light bulb turned on. It's that reflective. I would say out of the ones I know are for sure, the cross pairs, I would say maybe half of them have that tail. So I just need to start line breeding them and getting them down. Here's another green water tank. It's got a Daniel in it, one rummy nose rasbora, which is right there, but it's got a decibarbs in the back. They never come up front, so I never really have footage of them. They all pretty much hang in the back. This tank down here has zebras and serpe tetras. I believe I put the serpes on the website. I've had them now for a while. Look at these guys. These are the diamond tetras. They've been doing fantastic. I've had these guys for at least a month now. Some of these are being held for the Zen Ginger, one of my moderators. I got to send her some. She's going to be placing an order for some other stuff. I'm just going to wait to send it all together. But these guys, let me grab the food. These guys are super awesome. If you don't have diamond tetras and you want to try something new, they're pretty sweet. They're very active. Look at them go. And they're in there with salt and pepper, which is the Pilatus cories. The cories are kind of there in the back. And then I have a Bristol nose pleco, like pretty much in every tank now. But they're just fun to watch. They remind me of those convict cichlids, which I still have a ton of, obviously. It's my biggest gripe. And then, so this is funny. One of my live streams, I mentioned how these Harlequin rasboras were not selling on the website. Well, it turns out I never listed these guys. I've had these guys for months. I'm like, why are these not selling? Like, they're doing great, no deaths. They're months in this tank. Well, it turns out I never listed them, so that's my bad, guys. And those are the Vienna guppies. Those are from Jimmy at the Aquarium Co-op. He gave me a trio, or a little more than a trio. So there's 3 males right there. There's a female. I did see fry in here. There's the breeder female. Some of these males he gave me fry. These are actually the fry he gave me. They're just grown up. There's a fry. Focus right there. These are ones that have hatch, or not hatch. I keep saying hatch. These are the ones that were born in this tank. That female was one of the fry that Jimmy originally gave me, that one too. But there's fry. I did put some moss in here in the back for coverage. These are the blue neon tuxedos. Sometimes they're called like half black blues. These are like this male right here, this super bright one's the ones that I crossed with the green cobras. So this tank has CPDs, which are doing great. They put on really good size. I did send some of these to Jack and Dan. I think they're doing a video, and I don't know if they released one yet because I honestly haven't had time to really watch YouTube. Glow light tetras, red cherry shrimp tank. This is still probably one of my favorite tanks in here, and I must say I've been neglecting it. I need to cut this lily plant back, but the blue shrimp are going nuts. They're just everywhere. Everywhere, and they get on top of these pads and these little water pockets. There's the Christmas moss. This has actually been selling pretty well on the website, so thank you for the orders. This is where I just started and threw a clump in there, and it kind of just became like a big bush. I feed this corner of the tank, and that's where all the ram's horns goes. Look at the big pile, and there's, you know, obviously a ton of shrimp down there. But when I sell ram's horns, I pull them from this tank because there's so many. And that's a little tip, I guess, for you guys. If you're trying to breed for a profit on ram's horns, it's really not a profit. It's just because they populate so much. Feed always in the same spot, and they always gather over here, so it's real easy to collect them. And then actually we'll feed the puffer. That's this. What else I use these ram's horns for is feeding the puffer. So it's real easy to grab them when they're in the corner. Just get a handful. Come over to the puffer tank. Put them in. And he'll munch on those later. The only thing that kind of sucks with the puffer is you can see the ram's horns. They do clean the glass a little bit. There's the puffer right there. They clean the glass a little bit, and then they become dinner. And then this tank gets algae on it. So I really should just try to overload this tank, put like 100 ram's horns in here, and that would be enough for them to clean the glass. I don't really scrape any of my tanks. I just leave them natural. This tank, I never scrape. This has killifish in it. This is I think this is an aqua neat light. I didn't really like it. It was supposed to be a, I don't know if it's a plant light or not. It's got too many blues in it, so that's like, it looks like a marine light, but they did throw greens. It's just not powerful. I bought it because it was cheap and it was long, but it's really not powerful enough. This tank is well over a year old, and this jungle valve I've never trimmed. And you know, the other tanks, the jungle valve does really well. This is a LRB coal shrimp tank. This is a breeder box. I just put moss in, so when I ship shrimp, it's real easy for me to pull a clump of moss out versus digging into these other tanks. Kind of a jungle scape, I guess. It's not really a scape. It's a lava rock pile for my shrimp. And then I really need to break these tanks down. There's nothing in this tank anymore. I really need to consolidate, get rid of this rack, and really get ready to make progress to getting the 2,000 gallon here. Anybody needs duckweed? I got plenty of it. This was the plant grow out rack. This is a wood pond I built with a pond liner for anybody that's new here. And there's actually some orange shrimp in here. I don't know if we'll be able to see any, but I've been selling a lot of the plants out here to try to consolidate this down. Try and make a little bit of a viewing window, see if I see any shrimp, but I don't want to get covered in duckweed. Mark said, what kind of moss? I only have one moss, and it's Christmas moss. And I've had extremely good luck with this moss. It grows in any tank I have. This is in the breeder box. Candy says we had a co-op customer looking for duckweed. I'll send her away. Hey, if anybody wants duckweed, I'll pay for shipping and I'll send them duckweed. I got plenty of it. But here's the Christmas moss in all the other tanks. I just take a handful, pop it in. Some tanks it grows quicker than the others. You know, but it's great. You can see the fish are all in there. You use it for hiding. But out of all the moss, this is the one that just does awesome for me. Zen with the video link, thank you. Anybody want a cichlid? Here's a convict. How about like 30 of them? I've been slowly moving these guys. I've been slacking. I need to get these guys out. I put them all down in the sump tanks. As you can see, I've been trying to lower them down because they like to jump out of the top tanks. And these top tanks, let me show you the problem. These top tanks are 10 gallons. All these tanks are 20 longs. So they've been jumping out the back and down into the 20s. And out of all the fish that have made it down to this level, not a single one's made it to the floor. So, like, you know, none of them had jumped this way. None of them have jumped this way. They've all jumped over the back and down into these 20s. One went down in here and had fry. So these are all convict fry. I know there's one. This one's kind of a jungle theme. Oh, and candy. I bought like 20 of these or 25 of these. And it's one thing to try to set them all up. Right? You got to put the battery in them and put all the little prongs in them. Filling these things up with food, I wasn't thinking about how much food I had to put in these things. And I still haven't set up that many. I still have, I don't know, a ton left to set up. I think I've set up like 5 or 6 of them. Mainly because, you know, it's going to be time to get rid of this system here soon. We'll walk back inside. Zen, since you're in here, I want to let you know whenever you do place your order and I send you those diamonds, I know that you kind of liked, sorry, there's algae on the glass, the moss tree. I'm going to send you this moss tree. Maybe there's something you can do with it. If you don't want it, let me know, but I was just going to toss it in your box for you. It's doing pretty well. There's no fish in this tank. Just snails. But FYI, I was going to toss that in your box. I have one. Yep. I figured you probably would. Nothing really to show out here. The axolotl tank light's pretty much off. I could show you guys. Barbatus cories. They're doing great. There's some more of that moss. I'm telling you, I use that moss everywhere. These guys are super awesome. Tiffany said, can I buy some moss and the tree form? So I guess I could print the tree. It's a 3D print I did. Oh, hang on. Something's beeping. I was having an 04 flashback to a cricket. I know it's dark. Hang on, I'm moving. Just shut the door. I'll have to print more of the trees if people are interested in those. But Tiffany, I can definitely print you one. All right. Mark said, what kind of moss? I think I answered that. The Christmas moss. Kathy says, how much time have you had at home in the last month? We know what you've been up to. So I was actually talking to one of my friends this week, and I said, this is going to be my first weekend at home in 3 weeks or a month. And then this kind of extra project popped up, and it got to the point where I don't think OFR was going to be able to get it done without me. They were looking at options. They need to pick something up, and they could pay somebody to do it, but it was going to be really expensive. And then I have good friends with big trucks, and so I just asked one of my friends, hey, can I swap you trucks for a day? And they said, yeah, no problem. And then I'm going to do a video on this because they're actually helping us out a lot too. It's a horse stable. It's White Oak Stables. They're in Central Ohio, just south of Columbus. Their website is the White Oak Stable. The White Oak Stable, I think. Something like that. The White Oak Stable or the White Oak Stables. I don't know if there's an S on it or not. Anyways, they're letting me borrow their truck. It's a diesel 1-ton. And not only this, they went and picked up the trailer for me today. So we had to rent a trailer because my trailer is not big enough to get this stuff. And the problem in Ohio is to rent any kind of equipment from any rental place, you must have a 3/4 ton truck, which would be like, I have a GMC, so it's rated like 1500, 2500, 3500. You'd have to have at least a 2500. If it was a Ford, it'd be an F250 or bigger. That's just the insurance, wherever they do, like they say you have to have at least a 3/4 ton. And it doesn't matter what you're hauling. Like I could be hauling a toy set and I need a trailer, they make you have a 3/4 ton pickup truck, which is stupid because with trucks these days, they're rated to tow a lot. I've towed horses with my truck. Like it does fine towing, and but to rent it, you gotta have a 3/4 ton. So, anyways, the rental place, they close at 5 p.m. every day, and they're closed on the weekends. I get off work at 5, so there's no way I could drive out there and back on my lunch break to get this trailer because I'd have to go get the truck to go get the trailer, and it's too far of a drive to do that on my lunch break. So my friends at the White Oak Stables took their truck today, went and got the trailer. I prepaid for it on the phone. They went and got the trailer for me, and it's at their house or at their farm, really. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to drive down there and swap them trucks. So that way, if for any reason they need a truck to pull a trailer or to move hay, they have my truck to use while I'm using their truck. Josh is paying for the trailer rental, so he's going to reimburse me, and then he's going to pay to fill up their truck, so that way it's full of diesel when I give it back to him. So that's good. So it's working out. I think at Google Maps, it's just over, I think it's like right around an hour from the farm to where I need to go. And then it's almost 2 hours from where I need to go to OFR. I need to be at the place at 2:30. And then I don't know how long it's going to take to load up. It's going to be a struggle. I'm planning for it to be a struggle. I hope it's not a struggle. I hope it's, fairly quick, because then it's a 2-hour drive to OFR. And what sucks is that this place is like just off the beaten path enough that to go to OFR. Normally I take a freeway directly there. I have to take back roads for a while before I can hit the main freeway. So I'm hoping we get to OFR, unload it, and then I'm just basically have to get back on the road. The farm is south of Columbus, so it's actually a further drive than what I normally do. It normally takes me like 2 hours to get to OFR from my house. This place is like another half an hour south. So I need to drive down there, drop off their truck and trailer. They're actually going to take it back for me on Monday when they open, which is super awesome. And then drive home and let my dogs out. So it's kind of going to be a busy day tomorrow. I'll just say that. Yeah, I'm tired. But at least I got Sunday. So Sunday I'm going to plan on doing a bunch of stuff, as in nothing. Probably laundry. Usually Sundays I do laundry and stuff like that. I really just kind of want to watch a movie and relax with the dogs. Spend time with them, because during the week I'm pretty busy doing the fish stuff. But I want to take them for a walk, or I don't know if the dog parks are open. I haven't taken them to the dog park this summer, so we'll see. I'm coming out here with the dogs. I'll sit here on the floor because Charlotte's in my spot. But let me see what's going on in the chat. I'm already hot from being in the fish room. The fish room's not being heated right now because it's summer, and in the winter I keep it at 75. Oh my gosh. I keep it at 75 during the winter, and then during the summer I turn the heat off and I shut off the vents to the room, and then it just heats up naturally. And right now it's 80 degrees. I don't have a dehumidifier, and the way I kind of deal with not having a dehumidifier, Charlotte, in case you're new, you don't know, this is Charlotte. She's deaf. She's a rescue. My sister adopted her brother. Her brother's not deaf, but he's got like elbow dysplasia or something, like something with his elbow joints kind of like grew weird, but he walks fine, and he's just a little crazy. He's pretty hyper, but and this is Havana. She's also a rescue. She was from the White Oak stable. They were a foster for her, and they needed me to watch her for a weekend while they went out of town for like a horse thing. I watched her, and that was the end of it. I had to adopt her. She's been an awesome dog. I've had her, what's it been, 2 years, 3 years almost? 3 years? She's getting older. She's, I think, 10 years old-ish. We didn't know her exact age. They thought she was 7 or 8 when I got her. So she's around 10. She was in one of those puppy mills. She was the female breeder dog. They said, the vet said usually like when they hit like 6 years old, they don't output enough babies, basically. So they kick them to the curb, and this rescue group got her, and then that's how I got her. But she's been awesome. The only time she hasn't been awesome, if anybody's been following me for a while, is she got a hold of a skunk. She killed it, but not before she got sprayed in the face. And let me tell you, I like skunk smell, but when you have a dog that got directly targeted in the face, it was terrible. My house smelled terrible for like a month. I had to wash her really, like a ton, and I got it on my skin, and even people at work, as soon as I started sweating, you could smell skunks. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Don't recommend that at all. Avoid skunks. They're no good. She's a killer, though. If an animal comes into the yard, she's gotten a skunk, a raccoon. Somehow she got a bird. Don't ask me. And she's not, like, she's getting older, so she's not fat, but she's got some weight to her. We worked on it. She's actually doing a lot better. But she is 70 pounds. I mean, she's muscular. She's a pit bull. She's muscular. But somehow she got a bird, and she's gotten 2 or 3 chipmunks. And chipmunks are fast. Oh, she's leaning against me. That's her. I'm not even touching her. She's a big baby. But Mike says those dogs are gentle as can be. Yeah, Mike is my rainbow breeder. So when I sell... Don't lick me, that's weird. When I sell hobbyist bred rainbows, Mike's the one that does it. Charlotte's got this thing about licking you, and I know, like, I'm sweaty, so she's probably like, hey, salt. But no, they are awesome dogs. They really are. My parents love them. Kathy said, I like your new time slot for the live chat. Yeah, it actually works out better for me. That way, like Wednesdays, I'm not rushing around trying to get stuff done, because I'm always in the OFR live stream, so it just works out. I told Big Rich when I was up there about my new live stream time. I'm just going to slot in between him and Lucas, and I said there's no guarantee on my start time. My thing is whenever OFR's done, I will go live. So if they're done at 8, I'll go live at 8. If they're done at 8, Charlotte, you are just blocking everything. She's photobombing. Oh. Havana does this thing where she likes to, I say she's scratching her back, but she does this when she starts to get fired up, when she wants to play. 10-year-old dog wants to play. She doesn't act like she's 10. I mean, she sleeps a lot, but so yeah, whenever OFR's done from now on, that's when I'll go live. I'm going to set my live stream as scheduled for 8:30. So it'll say 8:30. You gotta watch OFR to know when I'm really going live, because it might be at 8 o'clock, might be at 8:10, 8:15. Whenever they're done, I'm flexible, but it's set for 8:30, and that's when I'll go live. Pam's here. Hey, Pam. I was talking to Pam. I did a premiere on that welding video, and she was in there. We were talking about the weather, because they had snow pretty late in the year. I feel like it was just like a month ago. When was that, Pam, that you had snow? But they had snow, and it was snowing there, and it was like 80s here. She said it was 80s there now. It was mid-90s today. I did get in the car and it said it was like 100. It's been hot today. It was humid. Humidity sucks. Shavy Fish says she's a hefty girl. Yeah, she's 70 pounds. You know, it's crazy. It's like her build's good. Like, she doesn't have like a fat stomach that hangs down. Like, she's just hefty. She's hefty. But when I take her to the vet, the last time I took her to the vet, somebody had just gotten a pit bull puppy, cute little thing, and they saw Havana and they're like, wow, like, is my dog going to get that big? I'm like, some pit bulls get big, and she's not even the biggest pit bull I've seen. They definitely, some of them get massive. I'm going to try to scroll. Mark said the moss tree does look cool at the Zen Ginger. Zen, yeah, with that moss tree, if you put it into a tank with actual aquarium lighting, I just have a desktop lamp next to it. That thing's going to look sick, especially if you put some time into it, you know, scaping it, trimming it, and letting it grow. I think it'd be really cool. I just haven't had the time to put any effort into it, to be honest. The other Tiffany said, could I buy the print file? Hubby has a print. No, Tiffany, I'll just send it to you. Tiffany, send me a message after the live stream, because honestly, I'll forget. I'm terrible at remembering things. Most people know. Send me a message, and I'll just send you the file. Would also sign something for privacy, and you can give the file away. I didn't design it, so it's not mine to sell. If I were to sell the tree, you'd basically be buying my print time. I wouldn't be trying to make like a profit off of it. Peplin Creek, hello. A lot of people in here tonight. Hope everybody's doing great. Cichlid23 says, okay, I'm not going to see LRB or RFBF. Shh, at Peplin Creek. Yeah, so my live stream's going to end every Friday by 9:30, because that's when Lucas goes live. He usually goes live around 9:30, you know, if it's 9:40 or whatever. I did see his video of his 240 spring in a link. That really sucks. That was a sweet tank. Good size to it, and awesome stocking. I haven't talked to him, so I don't know if he got that fixed or not. Cichlid said, seen a few road pizzas today, all skunks. Yeah, I actually had one 2 nights ago. Ran across my front lawn. I have a security system, and the camera alerted me to movement. It's really sweet. I guess a shameless plug or plug for, I use Ring Security. I'm not sponsored by them, not endorsed, whatever. It's just who I use. Their cameras are really good. I got a oh my God. She just pulled, look what she's doing. She pulled my hand as I'm holding the camera. She's needy. She's needy. The Ring cameras are good. And I started with the Ring cameras, like the doorbell, you know, the stuff you see online. I started with the doorbell, then I added like the floodlight camera to my driveway. Now I got 2 floodlight cameras. And I had a package stolen. It was actually my first wholesale order of products. It's just when I first started the business. I was super excited. Ordered a big order of like fish food and like fish nets, all that stuff. And it got stolen off my porch. First time, the only time I ever had anything stolen from the porch. They call them like package pirates or whatever. But got him on video. Dude ran up to the house, and like as he picked up the package, he looked right into the camera, and I was like, at that moment, he knew he effed up. Did police report, all that stuff. What was awesome, and I still can't believe it, the company that I bought from actually sent me a replacement. I couldn't believe they did that. I asked them if I could do like a FedEx insurance claim. They thought I could. They said, yeah. And it turns out they actually called FedEx for me. And turns out, like, once the FedEx package is delivered, it's out of their hands, which I agree with. Like, it's not FedEx's fault it got stolen. You know, it got to me. That's their job. End of story. Um, so I don't know if the wholesale company felt bad because they told me it would be covered, but either way, they sent me out a replacement, and I couldn't believe it. And I still use them. I've cut back on reordering stuff because I do want to move everything out of my office as far as inventory out to the fish room, and that fish room needs to go in the garage. This week I've been working on the Civic a little bit after work because I need to get the Civic done and out of the garage because I need to make room for the 2,000-gallon aquarium, or the panels. I guess the panels from the 2,000. I believe currently Josh is going to keep the 2,000-gallon tank. I'm taking the panels. That's what I want. So I want to build a custom aquarium. It's going to be L-shaped. Tiffany, the other Tiffany, mentioned about putting a third viewing panel in it at a 45-degree angle. I like that idea. Being that I'm going to build it out of steel, it's something I can do. If it was out of wood, it would be questionable because as far as bracing to like have an L-shaped and then throw like a 45 on it. But being out of steel, I can make it happen. It's a big project, but I think overall I'm going to try to shoot for 3,000 gallons. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but it'd be really cool to be able to bump that from 2,000 gallons to 3,000. I don't hold me to that because I don't know if I'm really going to be able to bump it up to 3,000 gallons in the size I need, or in the space I have, I mean. But it definitely will probably be more volume than what it is now. Whether it's 2,200 gallons, 24, I don't know. Once it comes down to fabricating the steel and then fiberglassing everything together, then I can do the calculations to see how much total volume is. But I'll probably have to do a playlist for that build because it's going to be a lot of work. It's basically going to be a steel frame, and then it's going to be plywood, like plywood walls with fiberglass. So I could do plywood walls and then use like a pond sealer to waterproof it. But I think to make this thing bulletproof, I'm going to fiberglass the whole thing into place. So that way it's waterproof, and the fiberglass adds a lot of rigidity to it as well. And then after that, I can do like a waterproof painting or paint just to give it like a color. I kind of just want to do black, all black background, and then from there it's a lot of escaping. After being at OFR, like I kind of like started getting the monster fish bug. Like maybe I should do monster fish. I'm trying to stick to aquascaped 2,000 plus gallon aquarium. I want to see a ton of rainbow fish in this tank, and whatever else I end up putting in there. Those diamond tetras, when they're in that group, there's over 30 in that tank out there. When they're all shoaling together, they're awesome to watch. So I think in like 30 diamond tetras, a ton of rainbows, and with something so big, fish that might be like semi-aggressive, it's a huge tank. There's a lot of room for all that aggression to be spread out, and between bottom dwellers and mid dwellers and top dwellers, like there's a ton of room. Maybe get clown killifish, like put 100 in there at the top because they're always on the top. 100 clown killies, keep the water level a few inches down. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably put lids on it, try to keep the humidity down. I will have to put a dehumidifier in the garage for sure. It's just a lot of water. And then if I do this all before winter, I have to get a licensed gas plumber, whatever, gas person, to come out and put a gas line in the garage. It has a gas pipe. I need them to come out and tap it and put a hookup so I can rig up a gas heater for the garage. And before all that, I got to insulate one of the garage walls. So it's a ton of work. Step one is to get the Civic done. I know I talked about getting a shed. I was talking to Josh about it. Josh said he'd come down here and help me build a shed. He also sent me a link to like a steel shed. where they're like pre-made. They just come out and drop them. So that's another option. But I think I might just build it out of wood. I got a bunch of 2x4s here, so. I was wondering what she was looking at. The YouTube's playing on the TV. Let me see where the chat went. Pepling Creek said, "Hello, SC. Well done on the stands. Thank you. Ton of work, but it's done." Scrolling up. Don't lick me. She's putting her head on me. I'm cool with that. Charlotte hat. Scrolling. Marble and Platinum Angels are looking really good at Peplin, said Mark. Justin said, "How can I heat my big tub in my basement without 3 aquarium heaters?" You'd have to heat the basement. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head on how else to heat it. So my fish room, I just heat the whole room. I use an electric heater. It's way cheaper to heat the room than all the tanks. So I saw Peplin said at Mark, the $1 per gallon sale is going on. Here's a little tip. Some of you guys might know, maybe not. Whenever the $1 per gallon sale is going on at Petco, I never go to Petco. I go to Pet Supplies Plus. So everybody sees $1 per gallon sale, they go to Petco. At least here in Central Ohio, the Petcos are always like sold out of tanks. So like they go through, they'll usually have like 5 gallons and 10 gallons, or 5.5s, whatever size it is, and 10s. But like the 20 longs are usually always gone. Once in a while there'd be a 20 tall, but like 20 longs is my go-to, and the 40 breeders are always gone. Go to Pet Supplies Plus, show them the $1 per gallon sale on your phone, and they price match. So basically, there's always $2 per gallon sales going on at once. And then what's awesome is Pet Supplies Plus also does their $1 per gallon sale. And I'm not sure, but I would assume Petco would price match them. So I go to Pet Supplies Plus because people are always hoarding tanks at Petco. Pet Supplies Plus, they usually have the tanks in stock because the $1 per gallon sale is not going on. But they price match, so that's where I go to get my tanks. She's bumping my hand again. But yeah, Sharon said was at the Petco today too. Couldn't pass up the sale. Yeah, I mean that's the only time I buy the tanks. It's definitely the best bet. But the one, at least by me, is always sold out of what I want. And I usually buy like a truck bed load. And just so you guys know, like I have wholesale counts. The $1 per gallon sale is almost always cheaper than wholesale costs. So I could order wholesale. Now, when it comes to like the big tanks, 125, stuff like that, I don't have any 125s, but if I did, I would just go through my wholesaler because they're cheaper that route. But when it's $1 per gallon, I even use Petco or Pet Supplies Plus. What? See, this is why I need to spend some time with them. Sunday, I promise. Sunday. Sunday. Ow, she's stepping on me. Oh, God. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get back to the chat. Mike said we will fill up that 2K. Going to have a lot of rainbow fish by then. Oh, yes. Mark said the $1 per gallon sale is hard to resist. It really is. I definitely want to get some 40 breeders once I convert the garage over. Cicla said, "You're right, but Pet Supplies Plus way more rare here. There's like one within 2 hours of me." Oh, there's a few around here. I'm actually smack in the middle between two of them. None around me, but we do have a PetSmart. You might want to try PetSmart and see if they'll price match. She's sitting on me. She's deaf, but she knows I'm talking about her. And Havana likes... Oh, I need to clean that window. She likes... Oh, yeah, I don't know if I ever talked about this. These were custom blinds. So this is like a... Let me zoom out. This is like a big solid window, and then there's a window here and a window here, and those open. So I had these custom blinds. They're wood. I had them custom made for this window. It was like a weird size, custom made, and the blinds are 3 sections, so that way I can open up this, slide that window open. Well, this little shit started off where she just chewed a little hole, because Havana, like how she's right there, Havana would stand there. No, now Havana's bumping my arm. So Charlotte chewed a little hole so she could stick her little head in the window and look out with Havana, right? Well, she was a little puppy when I got Charlotte. Well, as you can tell, it's kind of like with kids when you like mark their height on the wall. Well, as Charlotte got bigger, she started chewing more and more and more. So that's where she stopped. And what's funny is I almost Oh, what did I just do? I don't know what I just did. I'm clicking stuff. I don't know what I just did. I accidentally clicked stuff. Anyways, so she chewed this. Luckily, she chewed almost a straight line. But I was going to replace them. But now she's beating me up. Look, she's trying to yank my arm from me. I don't like leaving my blinds up when I'm not home. I don't know. There's just something about... I don't like people seeing into my house. I always have them closed. And I don't want to replace them until I thought she'd stop chewing on them. And turns out she stopped when she got big enough. She is fighting me. I confuse Petco, PetSmart, Pet Supplies Plus all the time. Yeah, I actually went to PetSmart instead of Petco for the $1 per gallon sale. I walked in, I'm like, $1 per gallon sale? And they're like, no, that's Petco. It's like, crap. And luckily it's like a big, I'm like 5 minutes from this big like mall shopping area that's around here. And there's every store you can think of, every restaurant. Luckily, they both were pretty close to each other. Look how she's sitting. She's got her butt on the couch and... Hang on, let me flip you around so you can see this. She was chewing my... Oh, now she's not doing it. You're making me look bad, Charlotte. She was chewing on my hand. She's needy. But she's worth it. Anyways, yeah, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm rambling on, guys. We're at that 1 hour mark, and I'm way off the deep end on what I'm talking about. I need to obviously spend some time with these pups. But, let me see. Let me get in any last chats. Stop looking at me. But anyways, guys, I know it's a little early, but she is... She needs me. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. There'll be a video this week. It'll probably be on the OFR member page, and I'll release it once I know Josh releases his content. So become an OFR member. Become a member of my channel if you want to. No pressure, whatever. I appreciate you all being here. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next Friday night, and I'll release a video this week. Let me figure this out. But thanks, guys. See ya. And you're welcome for the stream. I know everybody says thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Thank you for being here, but see you guys.